Hello, hello. This is Hervé Pro with the Tree Gardener. We can do a little clip here on training trees. I don't like seeing rope and string after it's mature in a landscape, but in the first couple years when you're establishing structured limbs, sometimes little training is good to try to establish fruit on the bottom side, down low, where you can pick it and reach it. So multiple prunings throughout the year, making sure you're not doing it too late towards the end of the year. Multiple prunings will create fruit shoots, more spurs. Here's a weighted bag laying it down. Can't expose it to sun, but it'll stimulate some growth here, and hopefully it'll shoot up in the spring and start shading that bend. There's those spreaders you can use. You can make spreaders and put them in between the trunk and a limb. That'll push it out. That's another way. Got to be careful with the string that it doesn't burn. A little mark on the top. Because a tree just left on its own. We're growing fruit trees. They are part of nature, but they're feeding people. And so there takes a relationship of doing things to produce fruit, to produce abundant fruit, but not overtaxing a tree. I kind of let them produce on a natural state. You don't want them producing too young. We're establishing structure, being able to get to our fruit later. We're establishing a stout tree in the ground. We're doing a few things for the first few years. And then abundance will come forever if we really take care of it, in a good way for a long time. But a tree bearing fruit too early can really tax it out. A tree stressed while it's young through poor watering and other care can stress it out forever. So we're gently training and protecting it. There's a little sun protection. There's a little sun protection. I had a little band there for bugs. And you just nurture it. Nurture the tree really well. So I've created this lower tier. It's like modified central leader where you have limbs coming off in the aerial direction, if you can, all the way around. And then you go up and you do it again. This one's being trained a little bit to be an arch. I can sit under it. This one here has been pruned, not so much tied. So you can train through pruning, multiple pruning again, finding the best selection of limbs, spaced 8 inches to 12 inches apart, going in different directions is ideal if you got them on that tree. Sometimes you can establish stems by going to a bud and pushing in a knife a little bit and cutting off that flow. And it'll back up on that bud and blow that bud out. So you can get some limbs on sides that didn't get established in the nursery or on its own in the beginning. This one's being trained with spaced limbs. And training allows limbs not to grow straight up and get a included collar. So if you train them enough and spread them out enough, they'll get a nice bulge all the way around on the collar. You want nice collars, nice bulging collars. You don't want a seam in there. So if a limb, like you top a tree and then it grows upright, and these limbs are just being squashed up against it, and they don't have room to swell that collar. So then it becomes included, and then they'll rip off when they get heavy. So you don't want to see seams in there. You want this nice bulge here. And sometimes that's caused, you get it by, spreading your tree. So you put a spreader in there and push that out. Or like we're doing with the weighted bags on the other one, or tie strings, pulling them down. This one I couldn't have so wide, so we're letting it grow upright in spaced branches a little. This is stonecrop, this is apricot. Really good to prune after the real wet, cold season for, when they're flowering or just when they're finished flowering and stuff. It's a good time. Okay, peace to you and your plants.